that never actually freed the slaves. Jesus had the slaves go work for other white people.
Y'all, we leaving right now.
Yeah, that happened. Work for other white people. Maybe they were just light-skinned. Maybe they were just, that was a bad one. Shout out to all the subscribers and the members here on the channel. Don't forget to like the video. My name is Reese Waters, and I'm troubled. I was literally just here talking about the magnification of hip-hop.
Hard drives whisper secrets they don't want to hear. Election ghosts in the machine, crystal clear.
Turn that off. Hey, man, you ain't see the flashing lights? Come on, that was just heartless.
How could you be so heartless?
Why nobody talking about that?
There are a lot of rappers who have sided with Donald Trump for all kinds of. He pardoned several of them.
He was giving away pardons.
He was
giving away pardons to people, and that's why they were endorsing
But
him.
I mean, what's going on there? What is it about these particular?
These are not the intellectuals of hip hop. These are not except for Kanye. These are typically not political people at all. Like I said, there's some. In the hood, there's this notion of he's tough, he gave us money.
I am probably the president's #1 fan. And that's not going to change. And the hate or what people have to say, it does not affect me at all. It actually motivates me to support him more.
That is what I was referring to. And I do want to give a shout out to Ludacris. I didn't think he was going to get back. I didn't think he was going to get Saturday. They brought him back. It must be that Southern hospitality.
You're telling me that Ludacris is MAGA now? Okay. Just can't enjoy anything anymore.
Ludacris. How low can you go?
How low can you go?
How low can you go? Is anybody gonna stand up?
Stand up!
Is anybody gonna stand up? It's like, oh, when I move, you move. When Trump moves, I move. When MAGA move, I move. Like, what's going on?
Now move, you move.
Just like that.
They got you all over the flyer. Multiple different area codes. What's happening?
Different area code.
You didn't want Nelly to have the #1 spot.
I'm coming for that #1 spot.
Is that what it is? You didn't want him to have the #1 spot? Scheme.
But.
There you go. At MAGA Fest. Ain't nothing about this glamorous. Nothing is glamorous. None of it. Yes, I heard they got you for chicken and beer. Out here acting a fool in 2026. But in that video talking about the magnification of rap, I did do an ode to the OG who started it all. And little did I know, in just a matter of weeks, we would be right here. Kanye West takes out a full page in the Wall Street Journal to apologize to the Black community and for anti-Semitism. Quote, I lost touch with reality. I would say taken to the Wall Street Journal to apologize to the Black community would be exemplary of that. I would. But go on. Kanye West. 25 years ago, I was in a car accident that broke my jaw and caused injury to the right frontal lobe of my brain. At the time, the focus was on the visible damage, the fracture, the swelling, and the immediate physical trauma. The deeper injury, the one inside my skull, went unnoticed. Comprehensive scans were not done, neurological exams were limited, and the possibility of a frontal lobe injury was never raised. It wasn't properly diagnosed until 2023. That medical oversight caused serious damage to my mental health and led to my bipolar type 1 diagnosis. Now, I think a lot of us remember Through the Wire. Remember Through the Wire. It was his first single. It's not my favorite Kanye song, but it's a powerful one. It's definitely a powerful one. I'll also add to that. I don't know why YouTube recommended this to me, but it recommended a clip from his documentary. Apparently, was on YouTube. I have no idea why YouTube spit this at me, but it was him in the studio with Scarface, playing Family Business, for Scarface, like as a young Kanye, and it really brought me back to how far we have in fact fallen and how meaningful he was at prior times in my life.
God show me the way because the devil's trying to break me down.
Bipolar disorder comes with its own defense system, denial. When you're manic, you don't think you're sick. You think everyone else is overreacting. You feel like you're seeing the world more clearly than ever, when in reality, you're losing your grip entirely. Once people label you as crazy, you feel as if you cannot contribute anything meaningful to the world. It's easy for people to laugh and to joke and laugh it off, when in fact there's a very serious, debilitating disease you can die from. According to the World Health Organization and Cambridge University, people with bipolar disorder have a life expectancy that's shortened by 10 to 15 years on average, and a 2 to 3 times higher all-cause mortality rate than the general population. This is on par with severe heart disease, type 1 diabetes, HIV, and cancer, all lethal and fatal if left untreated. Now, what I will say to this is mental health is definitely something I take very seriously. When it's come up, which hasn't been that often, but when it has come up, it's something that I've spoken about, with people close to me, pushing through that. I myself have had struggles when it comes to mental health. It's hard to get in somebody's mindset and mind frame when they're battling themselves. But I think the characterization where he says, when people call you crazy and dismiss it, is a little bit simplistic.
I went over her house and we were joking about the Touch the Sky video, and I told her I used Pamela Anderson because I grew up on her. She helped, make me turn into a man, and looked like my dad was getting a little jealous. And I was like, no, I used to jack off to you too. So.
Because there were a great number of people that reached out and sought to get him help and treatment that he needed. And we know that because after being rebuffed privately, they went public because of their desperation at trying to help him through whatever is going through. So I think it's an oversimplification to just say he was thrown away and called crazy.
I am a god. Everybody says, who does he think he is? I just told you who I thought I was. A god. I just told you. That's who I think I am.
Download. They gonna take my data, ain't they? Oh, there go my identity. I just really want to see what I look like as an alien baby. You know those apps and services you still use, even though you know they're probably harvesting your data. And that Sophie's Choice has to annoy you. You gotta choose between giving up your privacy and going completely off the grid. I mean, completely. That is all done by data brokers, by the way, companies that take all the information they can find on you and sell it. Now, legally, they do have to remove your private information if you tell them, but they make it as hard as possible because they want you to feel hopeless and stuck. Sound familiar? This is where today's sponsor, Aura, comes in. They do the hard work for you, constantly scanning the dark web and submitting opt-outs on your behalf. Now, there are other services that offer this as well, but none of them offer as many features as Aura for the same price. You get alerts if your personal info is found on the dark web, 24/7 monitoring to help keep your identity secure, and if anything does happen, Aura includes $5 million in identity theft insurance. You can go to my link, aura.com/Reese Waters. Again, that's aura.com/Reese Waters to try 14 days for free. That's enough time for Aura to start scrubbing your personal info off these data broker sites automatically. And I want to thank Aura for sponsoring this video. The scariest thing about this disorder is how persuasive it is when it tells you you don't need help. It makes you blind, but convinced you have insight. You feel powerful, certain, and unstoppable. I lost touch with reality. Things got much worse the longer I ignored the problem. I said and did things I deeply regret. Some of the people I love most, I treated the worst. You endured fear, confusion, humiliation, and the exhaustion of trying to love someone who was at times unrecognizable. Looking back, I became detached from my true self.
You ain't got the answers, man. You ain't got the answers. You ain't got the answers. You ain't got the answers, Sway.
Kanye,
I've been doing this more than you.
doing what
You
more
ain't
than
got.
me?
This is where things get very circular, right? Because what becomes your true self? What becomes your true self? Like I can see your perspective that you became detached from your true self, but how long of an exhibition of behavior becomes your true self? I have no idea who Kanye West was before like 2002, 2004, 2006, I think is what this is when he's framing this. So I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. I do know there's been a personality shift for certain that has been exhibited by Kanye West. But I would never characterize Kanye before we started to see symptoms that something may be awry as shy or not full of himself with the extreme level of confidence bordering on megalomania.
I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish. But Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time.
That's always kind of been there. It clearly, I'm not saying there wasn't clearly there was an escalation. No doubt. But when I talk about how things have gotten circular, what becomes your true self? And then too, I would say diseases whose symptoms prevent you from acknowledging their existence are extremely nasty. And there's a great number of mental illnesses that fall into that category. Alcoholism and drug addiction fall into that category as well. In terms of they try, part one of the symptoms that they deny, the denial of the existence of the problem, right? So, but again, to the point that I had made earlier about you being dismissed as crazy, well, that wasn't necessarily the case. There were definitely people who reached out and to try and help you, but if you're in a position where you refuse to acknowledge what's happening or that you need help, then you're in no position to receive that or respond positively to that at all. In that fractured state, I gravitated towards the most destructive symbol I could find, the swastika, and even sold t-shirts bearing it. One of the difficult aspects of having bipolar type 1 are the disconnected moments, many of which I still cannot recall, that led to poor judgment and reckless behavior that oftentimes feels like an out-of-body experience. I regret and am deeply mortified by my actions in that state, and I'm committed to accountability, treatment, and meaningful change. It does not excuse what I did, though. I am not a Yahtzee or an anti-Semite. I love Jewish people.
It's been 84 years.
To the Black community, which held me down through all the highs and lows and the darkest of times, the Black community is unquestionably the foundation of who I am. I'm so sorry to have let you down. I love us. That's all you doing? No. Come on, dog. Come on, dog. No, man. No, man. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. We did whole. You was up there with Candace Owens pushing the George Floyd. Come on, man. Nah, we can't do that. We can't do that. See, I'm not even going to come out because, people are like, oh, he got to just in time for the album rollout. Here he goes, just in time for the album rollout. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to have a little bit more faith in humanity than that. I'm hoping that we're not, that would be disgusting if we went there for an album rollout. But that's all you want to get? They are the foundation of no acknowledgement of not slavery was a choice? Nothing?
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Now, Kanye had asked for forgiveness, and I believe at the end of the day, there must be some acknowledgement of harm done in order to move forward in good faith. And as I sit here as a black man, I mean, yeesh.
I don't think people necessarily understand what happened last week with the Make America Great Again hat. What are you trying to do with the message you're sending?
When you hear about slavery for 400 years, that sounds like a choice. Like, you was there for 400 years and it's all of y'all?
Yeah, there was that. There was that. Yeah. Kind of like the choices that ICE is giving out these days in Minneapolis, like that kind of choice. Yeah, that was an administration you empowered.
I'm not trying to quiet your voices, actually, so I don't want to say that in an improper way. I just haven't had the time to word it in the most elegant way possible. So that's a Stephen move. When Harriet Tubman never actually freed the slaves. She just had the slaves go work for other white people.
Y'all, we leaving right now.
Yeah, that happened. Work for other white people. Maybe they were just light-skinned. Maybe they were just, that was a bad one.
Kanye West back at it again. His latest controversial remarks could land him in a legal battle.
I watched the George Floyd documentary that Candace Owens put up. One of the things that his two roommates said was, they want a tall guy like me. They want a tall guy like me. And the day when he died, he said a prayer for, 8 minutes. Mm-hmm. He said a prayer for 8 minutes. They hit him with the If you look, the guy's knee wasn't even on his neck like that. When he said, Mama,
Ye spoke on a recent episode of the podcast Drink Champs, where he discussed the death of George Floyd and several other topics. The host of Drink Champs, NORE, has since apologized for the comments West made on the episode his team put out. He claims he didn't know Ye's statements were going to be hurtful to listeners. The podcast is no longer watchable on YouTube. Civil rights attorney Lee Merritt, who has represented the Floyd family, tweeted that they are considering legal action against West. Merritt wrote in part, claiming Floyd died from fentanyl, not the brutality established criminally and civilly, undermines and diminishes the Floyd family's fight.
Oh yeah, we can't forget the George Floyd slander. We certainly can't forget that. And you can't even blame Candace Owens for that one. But I'll circle back around.
Before I get out of here, I want to talk about race and the idea of racism in America and the world, and this idea that one or other candidate was going to be less or more racist than the other, or that America would be less or more racist because of one of the other candidates. Specifically to black people, stop focusing on racism. This world is racist, okay? Let's
stop being distracted to focus on that as much. It's just a f***ing fact. We are in a racist country. Period.
Now, I'm curious, was it a distraction earlier in your career when you were acknowledging it and, dare I say, weaponizing it?
I hate the way they portray us in the media. If you see a black family, it says they're looting. See a white family, it says they're looking for food. And you know it's been 5 days because most of the people are black. And even for me to complain about, I would be a hypocrite because I've tried to turn away from the TV because it's too hard to watch. I've even been shopping before even giving a donation. So now I'm calling my business manager right now to see what is the biggest amount I can give, and just to imagine if I was down there, and those are my people down there. So anybody out there that wants to do anything that we can help with the setup, the way America is set up to help the poor, the black people, the less well off as slow as possible. I mean, this is Red Cross is doing everything they can. We already realize a lot of the people that could help are at war right now, fighting another way, and they've given them permission to go down and shoot us.
And subtle, but in even many ways more profoundly devastating, is the lasting damage to the survivors' will to rebuild and remain in the area. The destruction of the spirit of the people of southern Louisiana and Mississippi may end up being the most tragic loss of all.
George Bush doesn't care about black people.
At a time when few people were. Was it a distraction then? And was it a distraction later when you were talking about the Jewish community? All good questions.
After wearing a White Lives Matter shirt to Paris Fashion Week, Kanye West called the Black Lives Matter movement a scam in an Instagram post he's now deleted. The White Lives Matter shirt was part of Kanye's latest Yeezy show, which also featured models like Bob Marley's granddaughter, who was also seen wearing the slogan. According to the Anti-Defamation League, White Lives Matter has been attributed to white supremacists and is a racist response to BLM. A bunch of people online were quick to call the shirt insensitive and dangerous, and we even saw some people leave the fashion show, like Jaden Smith. Kanye West responded by doubling down and publicly attacking his critics.
Yeah, that's going to be a hard one to get past. It is, just because it's such a visual, like this.
My thing is, we could sit and talk it out. I know they on your head, but you don't got to denounce me. Shame. Shame.
Yeah. That was you with DJ Academic. It's so much wrong with that. There is literally so much wrong with that. Which I want to circle back around to the Candace Owens of it all, because it's so interesting for you to frame your behavior in such a way as to say that you were sick, you were suffering, and that's why you were acting out in such a way. And what does that say to the people that were enabling and empowering you in those moments? That would be the Candace Owens and the DJ Academics of it all. What would that mean for them? That they were totally fine with it and willing to amplify and play along. It's not good. No. It looks as bad as being a right-wing influencer trying to defend the death of Alex Preddy when the administration walks away. Like, it looks that bad. And by the way, that's before we even get to your Yahtzee era.
Hell no!
There was the Super Bowl commercial.
Hey y'all, this Gary, and this is my commercial. And since we spent all the money on the commercial spot, we actually didn't spend any money on the actual commercial. But the idea is, I want you to go to Yeezy.com, YEEZY.com, and I'm gonna write it at the bottom of the screen. And I got some shoes, and that's it.
There was the Twitch live stream.
But
Conspiracy theorist Alex Jones invited Kanye West onto his program. He's the one with the covered face. And the conversation was as offensive and harmful as you might expect.
You're not you don't deserve to be called that and demonized.
I see good things about Hitler also.
West has been saying and posting things like that for months.
I'm tired of hearing I'm really, because I'm not. But I think by them falsely accusing people, some people are going to become Nazis.
I am. Now what? I am.
You're
now
what?
Now I'm a Ari Emanuel.
There was the leaked documentary.
Am I lying? It don't matter! It doesn't matter! It doesn't matter!
And the forgiveness of the Jewish community is certainly not mine to give. But the ownership and accountability has to begin with divorcing your behavior and its association, which was made in your apology, with your mental illness. Because, as was said by a great number of people, so many who suffer in the same ways in which you have stated haven't exhibited any of the behavior that we just outlined. That's a burden that you must carry. And when it comes to forgiveness and trying to put out art and music and things like that, and I don't know of anybody who's saying you shouldn't be free to live your life, although those people certainly do exist. Just about anybody exists who has said anything, because the internet is a crazy place. But that generally isn't the consensus, that you can't just go forward and live your life. And if that involves creating and doing the things that give you peace, nobody's trying to stand in the way of that either. But when it comes to people's reflection on the art, the artistry, and the figure that was Kanye West, asking them to disavow multiple decades of behavior, which quite frankly predates when you even entered the scene, is a very tough hill to climb. And quite frankly, no one man should have all that power.
The clock's ticking, I just count the hours.
Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and especially thank you for all your fantastic comments.
Sewer rat may taste like pumpkin pie, but I'd never know because I wouldn't eat the filthy mother.
Hey, keep it clean. We got a PG-13 operation here. We got a lot of young eyes and ears. And a lot of old eyes and ears. It's me. I'm the old eyes and ears. All y'all old viewers know, because even as recent as a couple years ago, if something was behind me, I'd just go get it. You fast forward to 2026, something behind me. Because I ain't turning around. And a special shout out to the mods for preserving the sanctity of the chat. I see y'all getting salty with them. That is YouTube that is flagging y'all, not the mods. They are just out here doing the Lord's work. But as I was saying, I appreciate all your phenomenal comments like this. Love the new set. Keep up the fantastic work. Love it all the way from Northern Ireland. Well, a iron go bra to you. I like the new set. You look great in your new space. Why, thank you, Ozark Hillbilly Hippie. Love the new set, but missed the little hands from your last spot. Was those from your babies? Ah, yes, it was. And you know, Reese loved the kids, so we gotta find a little space for that somewhere on the set. Oh, we got another one. I like the Basquiat art piece, and of course, B. Marley. Now, we're not using regular clothes hangers like we're in college, Reese. Handle that. Well, you know, I got something. This is actually supposed to be a professional for jerseys. It's a hanger for jerseys. What are the instructions? They didn't give me no instructions. Well, they think I'm an architect or something? You know what I got something.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
This is what it made right here. So ain't that nice? So we got a nice little professional hanger we can use moving forward. And a special shout out to Anjanette, who sent me this message. Hey Reese, happy Wednesday. I found it, the Pick Me doll. Oh, they done did it now. And it's $375. It should be cheap. A Pick Me doll should absolutely be cheap. I'm surprised it's not at the dollar store. I think that's what Nancy Mace was going for in her voting outfit. I'm pretty sure that was it. She was the model.
But wait, there's more.
I gotta get a Pick Me doll on the peoplesgetup.com. I gotta get somebody to design my own Pick Me doll. By the way, did I show y'all I got some new stuff coming out for Black History Month? My theme this year, we still here. You know what I mean? We still here. Which definitely means a lot, considering all that we're up against. Because history is generally taught as a series of finished chapters, books clothed in shelves. But I chose We Still Here for this year's Black History Month because it reminds me that history isn't just behind us, it's living, breathing, moving, and evolving through every one of us. For centuries, the narrative of the Black experience has been tested by systemic efforts to erase, silence, or diminish it, something that's only been increasing in recent years. Yet from the resilient spirits of ancestors who survived the Middle Passage to the brilliance of the innovators, artists, and activists shaping our world today, the story has never been broken. To say we're still here is an act of profound joy and defiance, and it means we're still creating, still defining global culture from music to technology, and still leading, breaking glass ceilings in boardrooms and courtrooms, and no, we didn't need DEI to do it. We're still healing, turning historical trauma into a legacy of wellness and community. So this year, I don't just want to look back at where we've been, but look at all the people around me and celebrate the persistence of a people who were never supposed to make it, yet continue to thrive. We're the dream realized, the song unsung, and the future unfolding. We're not just a footnote in history up to the whims of this governor or that president to take down because they got in their feelings. We are the authors of the next chapter. We still here.